Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti, along with Brian Nano, will be joined later this afternoon by the one, the only Ashley Mayu. So we have it's Curling Florida Derby week. That's the big story. Just kicking off here today with an 8-race card. But what a weekend. They drew the Florida Derby card last night. 14 races, 10 stakes.
Can't wait. I mean, it's a tremendous card, tremendous betting card, a tremendous betting Curling Florida Derby. I mean, 5-2 morning line favorite. I think there's going to be 4 horses that are going to take a lot of money. Ends what you said, a 14 race, just blockbuster card. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day in 11:30 first post. We'll tell you about that throughout the week. But today we got some good news, too, because we have a $600,000 gross jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow Six with this 8-race card. We will start that in race number 3 this afternoon. So that is races 3 through 8. We got a fast-made track firm turf course this afternoon. Of course, the all-weather Tapeta will be in play. And we're going to start it off in the first race on the turf, going a mile on that firm turf course. And I know you put a ticket together today.
I did. Hopefully we'll build the bankroll a little bit for, as you mentioned, the 14-race blockbuster on Saturday. $30 in the early one. Will spread a bit here in the opener. 5, 11, 12. In that order, actually, in race 2. Bullet on tap. On top for me, 41 in race 3. Race day speed is going to be involved throughout. 37 with Lemonade Lady in the 4th, and then the single on both both ends of the early and late pick 4 is Mystic Lancelot for Happy Altar on the comeback. On the class drop, Luis Saez to me says there's some it's go time today with that one.
Yeah, 7, that is the number 7 horse in race number 5 this afternoon. Of course, the Rainbow Six part of that situation, starting in race number 3. Getting to this first race, as I mentioned, 1 mile on the turf. These are maiden optional claimers. 4-year-olds and up, that optional claiming price, if you're not a Florida bred, is $40,000. No scratches or jockey changes. I went with the 8 horse in here. Big Artist turning back to the mile after shaking off some traffic problems. Finishing 3rd versus this level of competition. That was going a mile in the 16th for Laura Cesar. As you get Lionel Reyes handling that outside post this afternoon.
Lightly raced and has plenty of upside. The post is what worried me. Otherwise, I would have moved this one up a little bit. Firmly on my radar, though, and just the fact that we've only run 3 times still can move forward, whereas kind of a lot of these we're going to talk about, they've seemingly maybe plateaued a little bit.
You went with the inside horse, Isabella's Dream. We'll have a little further down with Julian Leparo.
Well, this is my long shot play of the day, and you and I have almost ad nauseum said it, but you put Julian on the lead. He's as good as anybody, and I think this one can control the pace from down inside. I hope we get an aggressive ride. We're second off the layoff, went a little too fast last time, paid the price late, but really didn't run that poorly. Again, it was off the layoff at this level. Now we're second off. I think he can control things early. Let's see if he forgets to stop.
The number 3 horse in here, Sir Terra, is proved he can compete with this level of opposition when he stepped up from the 25 level to finish that stalk and flat and 4th against maiden special weight runners Gustavo Amaya, Javier Castellano named to ride.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that race 2 back was a big effort. Had some trouble that day as well. So I think certainly on the drop is a major player in here.
I just want to go back and show you the performance of the 2 horse in here that we have in 3rd, and that's Swing Low. First, we're going to show you the start. Soon after the start, you're going to see on the inside that day the number 1. And I just wanted to show right soon after the start, they come up last. That fast. Just last. So, right there, this horse has to find a way through like 9, 10 horses to have a trip. So I just thought I wanted to show you that part. Coming from the rail, it's tough. And then I just picked it up in here. And it's going to be a while. You're going to see the horse right back there. Bob did a great job picking up Swing Low because you won't see it for a while. But I just thought this horse. He's coming. I thought he closed well after that start. And it's just so hard. And I sort of think this track has been favoring speed to course. So here you see coming, run, and alert. So I thought with a cleaner start that this horse can run well.
No, I agree. And he was really the only one doing any late running that day. So let's hope we break a little bit. I've got him in my mix as well. He's on the ticket. Let's hope we break a little bit better today. Second off the layoff here as well. Kent Sweezy's done a very good job.
Race number 2 this afternoon, we're going to the Peter at about 5 furlongs. These are maiden claiming filly 3-year-olds. Did have a couple of scratches in here of the 8 and 10. Please note the number 13 is going to get in in and run this afternoon, so we'll see how that one runs. That's Adios Babe. You went, and we both went. Well, I had a horse that scratched out of here who I liked. I've been trying. Wildcat Star was actually my second pick. I always had on top the number 5 Bullet on tap.
Yeah, I mean, it's Jose. We'll take a look at a trainer stat here, too. Jose D'Angelo just doing everything at a pretty prolific rate here in the championship meet, and this one is as well. 6 of 20, 30% on a 50% tag drop in sprints the last 3 years. I'm a horizontal. We put the ROI up there. Jose's a guy that gets bet off the board. I'm a horizontal bettor. The ROI doesn't really affect me. Obviously, if you're betting to win, it's a different story. But this is a barn that gets bet, heavy throughout. I think we can draw a line through the turf race last time as well. Ronnie, clearly, to me, the horse to beat.
You can make a great case for the number 12 horse, Juno C, being the favorite here, except for the fact it is the 12 hole, even though we got a couple of scratches. So we're going to break from the 10 today. Departs from almost the outside, returns to the Peter, broke from the rail, finished third against those 50 maidens, going 5 in the turf. Note, they only meet at the horse. 1 from 5 horses have won from out there. We showed that earlier today. It's tough to win from out there.
It is. Brian Lynch is going to saddle Classic Causeway to try to end his championship meet with a bang. He's been very, very good throughout the championship meet. This is a horse we kind of talked about in the first race. Lightly raced, improving. You have to use them. It's the post is a problem, though. The post is a problem.
And what about the number 11 you have highly rated in here, and that's Triple P?
Well, can she get loose in here maybe? And, Irad sticks around off a total no-show last time, and Kathleen O'Connell's done such a phenomenal job all meet long. And she won the other day with a form reversal on a horse that just didn't run at all last time. Now we go back here. We try the Tapeta. The turf run 2 back against better in the special weight ranks was pretty solid. I think this horse might rebound. It's going to be loose early maybe.
And the number 2 horse in your heart to capture is dropping to the 25 level on the Tapeta after chasing the pace, fading to finish 6th. That was against those 50 maiden optional claimers going 5 on the turf last time out. But this horse with the drop can run well in here.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's Cassie, it's Saez. We've got tactical speed, maybe even inside speed here if Triple P doesn't break. So, yeah, there's plenty to like here. It's a tough race if you're going against Bullet on tap.
Well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow Six ticket, I should say. We'll be right back.
And they're off. Second in the 2 path. Ground by first inside. Race. A quarter of a mile to go, and he's 6 on top. Last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Brian. A third race this afternoon is 7 furlong starter optional claimer. 4 fillies and mares who started for 8 or less, so the optional tag was $16,000. And boy, we got some really nice horses to kick off the third race. My Rainbow Six ticket we'll show you right now, and it is $38.40. Just too deep in here with Pretty Rachel and Race Day Speed. We'll talk about that horse. Got some coverage in race 4 with Lemonade Lady, Nobody's Secret, and Bet on Drama. Race number 5, I saw this as a pretty formful afternoon, these middle races. I went with Impressive Speed and Eagle Chief in race number 5. In race number 6, it's Cashier Check and Protonic Power this afternoon. In race number 7, I think the race goes through Brasstown, but I use You're Killing Me, who goes to the Mary Epler barn, who had a really nice win off the claim the other day on Sunday. And in the last race, I had some coverage in there, and my long shot, I don't know what it will be on the board now, is the number 3, The Last Bullet's Mine, turning back to 7.5, lightly raced 5-year-old mare. I think the improved post is going to bolster her chances to set maybe the pace on the course that I believe is favoring that. As I mentioned at the top when I was talking about this, one of our favorite horses in here, and one of everybody's favorite horses if you like horse racing, and that is the 6 Pretty Rachel, who's changing barns today, and that you could say this an awful lot of times about her. This one goes to the Steve Caceres barn after the claim, steps up to face these 16 starter optional claimers after rocketing clear when we didn't know if she was going to do it last time to win for the 9th time in 10 starts, dating back to 2021 when she defeated $8,000 claimers going 7 furlongs. She's 3 for 4 at 7 furlongs, and this horse ridden all those wins by Marcos Meneses, so the new connections keep the status quo with Marcos Meneses in the saddle.
Which I like to see. That's great because Marcos has done such a good job. And she's such a cool horse, a 4-year-old daughter of Dominus, just loves to beat you, loves to win races. And, you know, she hasn't been seen since Steve claimed her on February 19th, but he brings her back in an aggressive spot. He brings her back in a spot where she can't be claimed. I mean, I think that's solid too. This post works for her. She hasn't worked since that last race. It's a little odd to me, but you know, she's cool. She's easy to root for. I faded her a little bit today on the class rise. I will not complain at all if she does it again, though. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But number 4, Race Day Speedy, we have on top, is no slouch in the win department when she goes for her 3rd consecutive victory. She dueled throughout, and she held sway last time out to defeat those 20 starter optional claimers. For Tammy Levy, Chantal Sutherland returning on this daughter of Race Day. Perfect 5 for 5 at 7 furlongs. So that is one of my favorite angles, and these two had to be on my ticket.
Yeah, and you said it. I've got it circled here, and that's 7 furlongs is arguably the trickiest distance we have in racing, and to be 5 for 5 over it is significant. And I think that Race Day Speed should fall into a really, really nice trip because you know Pretty Rachel wants to go or at least press. There's inside speed as well. Race Day Speed, and Chantel's done a really, really good job putting horses in the right spot all meet. I think Race Day Speed is that horse today.
The number 1 horse in the Adema Wonder is going to stretch out to 7 furlongs after drawing clear to defeat those 16 starter allowance runners going 6 furlongs. You see Rohan Crichton, you see Red Ortiz Jr. going for 2 in a row. You can't leave this horse off your ticket.
Yeah, Rohan's done such a good job all meet long, 37% with IRAD riding. This one's going to have to work out a trip down here. It's got some speed to be involved, but can also settle a little bit. We'll see the trip IRAD pulls. I think it's very, very important.
Let's go to race number 4 this afternoon, and this one is 6 furlongs on the fast main track. These are maiden claiming fillies, mares 3 and up, $12,500. No scratches in the race to start our final pick 5 of the afternoon, and I know you put a ticket together.
Yeah, this is a little more reduced than the early one, $12. Maybe we'll try to hit this a couple times. We'll talk about this. Back-to-back 7s. In race 5, we've got Mystic Lancelot coming back for Happy Altar. The best bet of the day is Cashier Check in race 6, and then we spread a little bit to end it. You're Killing Me on top. Mary Epler won off the claim last week. Let's see if she can do it again. And then the spread in the finale, the top pick goes to number 8, Sensational. I think we're loose in here. That's the hope I'm getting, although you said you think Last Bullet's Mine's going to show some speed. I've got that one in the mix as well.
Yeah, with that improved post. And it's similar to what I said about the Rainbow Six. I see those middle races pretty formful in there today. So $12 for him, $38.40 if you're playing the Rainbow Six for me. And I started it off in here with the number 3, Lemonade Lady, who's dropping to the 12.5 level, debuting on the main track after responding in that first race after the claim by Safi Joseph Jr. with that 3rd place finish against 16 maidens. That's going 5.5 on the Tupita. Red Ortiz jumping aboard, and I see you have this horse on top too.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense in here, right? I mean, she's only run 3 times. She's only run once for Safi. She ran well last time, takes a slight class drop. IRAD sticks around. I mean, there's a lot to like. Another horse that is still moving forward in a race where, we don't, I don't see too much of that.
Yeah, I had Starship Nugget on my ticket, but a little further down. Tell me what you liked about it.
Well, it's the class. It's a horse that has been running against better, ran well at this level last time. You look at the figures, the mid-50 buyers, the 12s and 15s on the thoroughgraphs, just put her squarely in the mix. I like the fact she's outside a Lemonade Lady. I don't like the fact that she doesn't have any early speed.
I used the number 2 horse in here, Nobody's Secret, who has run well at this versus this level of competition. That was going 5.5 and 6 furlongs, turns back, made that middle move last time out. Faded, that was going a 1-turn mile last last time out. I'm going to put a line through that. This horse looks like a sprinter to me for Claudio Gonzalez. Jose Morello's handling the shorter distance this afternoon.
No, that cutback's significant. I agree. Lamayo just didn't work out last time, but you look at the race 2 back, very, very solid. Listen, Claudio's 1 for 25. I understand that, but 9 in the money finishes. So the horses are running. They're just not winning. This horse should fire.
The number 6, Bet on Drama, goes to the Amador Sanchez barn after the claim, stretches out to 3/4. Blinkers on today, finished third against Simla, going 5.5 on the dirt. They're going to put the apprentice up.
Very crafty barn, and a barn that has won a lot of races with some prices at the championship meet. Franklin Cailles gets aboard, so we get some weight. Blinkers go on, too. We're already speedy package to begin with.
Let's go to race number 5. We're going back to the turf course, which, if you're just joining us, is listed at firm. We did have a couple of scratches in here of the 4, 12, and 14. Please note the number 13 will get in and run. Make sure you mark that down. A lot of times people forget to flip the page in here. And this one is a mile on the turf. It's claimers, 3 and up, non-winners of 2 races in lifetime, 35 down to $25,000. I went with the number 8 horse in the impressive speed, who's stepping up and stretching out. We're going to go back and show you. First, we're going to show you the start going into the first turn. I don't know how much trouble this was. I just wanted to show this going in here. It just seems to, have to cut out, get that position, which is so hard, the number 2 in there. You're just going to see this horse just having to steady out of there. You'll see just coming back. Everybody's sort of got to, get some position. Really don't know how much that affected it because it was so early on in the race. And then I'm going to pick it up from the 3/16 pole, and I just thought this horse ran well. That was a good performance there. You're going to see who is the number 2 there. And I thought closed very, very well in there. And it was a good thing just when he got beat ahead in a stirring stretch duel. So you can just see this performance. So I'm not putting a lot of stock into that early trouble, but I just thought this horse ran exceptionally well, and that was going 7.5 furlongs, a gelded son of Speed Ring by AP Indy.
Yeah, and Propensity got the run of the race there.
Yeah.
Got first run. He was favored that day, and he was good, and he was game. But, yeah, you're right. Impressive speed, ran very, very well. Should be involved throughout, too. And you're, I think, a little bit better, run into that first turn. He's right there.
Well, the horse that you have singled all over the place is the number 7, Mystic Lancelot, trained by Happy Alter, returns from the layoff, looking to recapture that good turf form he displayed before going on the bench.
Yeah, and that's the question. Is he ready to fire? He's dropping in for 35. He wasn't in for a tag in those spots, but, he lays over this group on paper, at least, and on class for sure. I like the fact that Luis Saez is named to ride, so to me it says it's, Happy's got some intent here. We're going to fire and we're going for it. And I think if Mystic Lancelot returns with his best race, it'll be too much for this group.
Tell me about the number 9 Performing Arts in here, that one from Brian Lynch.
Well, it's second off the layoff. Jose Ortiz is here. It's a class drop. I didn't think this horse did a lot of running last time, but check out this stat. It's solid, Brian. 10 for 56, 18% with a giant ROI. Second off the long layoff, 45 to 180 in turf routes the past 3 years. And, Midday Image, I said this last week, thinks he owns this course. And Microphone is a really, really nice prospect for Chad Brown. That was awesome on debut at Tampa Bay Down. So it's no disrespect to, no knock to run 6 to those 2 Tigers, who would be about 1 to 5 in here. This is a class drop. We're allowed to expect better second off the layoff. No speed here. That would be the one worry.
The number 2 horse, Eagle Chief, is stepping up to face winners after responding in that first race after the claim by Bill Theranos with that 25 maiden score going a mile and 16th on the turf. Javier Castellano rides as Luis Saez is going to jump aboard Mystic Lancelot. And this barn, first off the claim, just all their horses ran well throughout the whole meet. So I'm going to jump on a little bit of the bandwagon here. This horse a bit of a price up there at 12 to 1.
Well, he's got to raise his game, but, a lot of times we see these lifetime maidens, they win finally, they break through finally, they pop right back. Billy's done a good job. 1 for 14 with 7 underneath finishes, but just look, one race with Bill, it was a win.
Yeah, so we'll see how that horse plays. I get a little bit of a price there, so I love those races because you got a lot of different ways you can go. Race number 6, we're going back to Peter. It's about a mile 70 yards. Starter optional claimer for 3-year-olds, started for 16 or less, or the tag of 16. 7 in the field. Your best bet of the afternoon. Take it away. That is before. Well, let's go back and show you the video of this. We'll go with cashier check and also also Protonic Power in here. And you're going to just see from the stop of the stretch home when Protonic Power and Cashier Check closed, finished second, third, respectively. They just couldn't reel in the 4-1 shot near Calito, but I thought both ran well. And I just wanted to go back and show you, of course, the number one is Cashier Check and just couldn't reel in the horse I said that sort of had it okay early on and was able to hold on.
Yeah, and the reason why he's my best bet here, and they're both running well, but like you said, not getting there. So there's speed from Eye on the Candy. That's the 5. There's no other speed in this race, and Cashier Check is perfectly drawn with an aggressive rider and Jose Ortiz. He's tactical enough to sit anywhere Jose wants him, whereas Protonic Power needs some pace up front. I think the flow of the race today is night and day different than last time, and I think that gives Cashier Check a big edge in here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Protonic Power was like 10 lengths off the pace in that race, and you saw her came up and got that. That was going 8.5 furlongs on the Topita for Fausto Gutierrez. Miguel Vasquez handling the rematch with the Cashier Check. We both were in agreement with the try in here with the number 2 Volte Face, who's stepping up the competition. Returned to the all-weather last time and finished second, was beating the neck against 12-5 claimers, going a mile 70. Sort of see this as a lateral move for Antonio Sano. Luis Saez certainly adds to the appeal.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Antonio's done a very good job on the Topita since we got it underway here. And, Luis taking over on a horse that ran very well, getting back to the Topita and getting to 2 turns last time as well.
We'll see how race number 6 plays out. And that's all about the pace in that race. You got to whoever gets the trip in that compact field. Race number 7 this afternoon is a 1-mile starter optional claimer for 4-year-olds and up who have started for $8,000 or less, or the optional claiming tag of $16,000. Scratch the number 1 horse. Here comes Bullet, and I went with the number 7. I'll kick it off. Brasstown is going to try and make it 2 in a row after that solid front-running score at this level and distance for Mr. Antonio Sano, and he's got leading jock Luis Saez in the irons this afternoon. I think you found a stat.
I found a stat, all right. Check this out. This is going to help your chances with Brasstown. Antonio's about 13% with everything he does, and here's this one. 5 of 12. 42 and 323. Last out winners, dirt routes. It's not a huge sample, but that's a huge number. And this horse is just so good right now. He's in raging form. If you're a figures player, he's got a good, bad thing going. Maybe he regresses a little bit today, so I put him in second. But, boy, he's a cool horse. He's a tiger, and he runs every time.
Yeah, that stat was unbelievable. I would never expect that ever. The number 5, You're Killing Me, goes to the Mary Epler barn after the claimant goes for his 3rd consecutive victory and 14th score overall when defeating those 12-5 state-bred optional claimers, going 7 furlongs for Arad rides for the new connections today.
Yeah, she popped off the claim last week, and she does a good job. And, it's tough to improve off Mike Maker and Larry Ravelli, but this horse is in form. As Ronnie alluded to, we're going for the hat trick today. Irad jumps aboard. I think the flow of this race, because Brasstown is going to go, and Trapezoid's down inside. We haven't talked about him. The gang's kind of all here again. Those guys know each other really well. I think it puts You're Killing Me in a pretty good spot if those two tangle early and often.
Yeah, you mentioned Trapezoid back against this familiar competition and stretching out to his best distance, 22 races. Just hear these numbers: 7 starts, 3 wins, 5 third. Finished second against those starter optional claimers, going 7 furlongs up in Oldsmar and Tampa. Jorge Delgado, Chantel Sutherland atop this. 8-time local winner. So Trapezoid, if you spend any time in South Florida, you know this horse.
Like I said, the gang's all here, and you put Chantel and Jorge Delgado together, they're about 25%. They do a really good job.
Let's go to the Thursday finale this afternoon, and it's about 7 1/2 furlongs. These are claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 in life, 35 down to $25,000. And as I mentioned, trying to get we got the scratch of the 1 in here, Meet the Beauty, who I had some interest in 2, scratched out of that 1. But the number 3, the Last Bullet's Mine, is turning back to 7 1/2 furlongs today. After the promising turf debut in which he set the pace in it prior to weakening through the lane against this level of competition, going a mile. It's a lightly raced 5-year-old mare, breaks from an improved post, and I think that bolsters a chances on the surface that I've seen favoring speed, as I mentioned about 16 times today. So I was looking for a price in there, so I went with the number 3, the Last Bullet's Mine.
Well, you better be close. I totally agree with that, because you don't want to drop out the back on this turf course. You're not going to make up the ground. And Joe Orsino and Tyler Gaffalione teaming up here together, and I do you agree with you. The post is a lot better today. Regardless of who's on the lead, the last bullet's mine, sensational, my pick we'll talk about in a second. They're going to be involved early, but I don't see like a hellacious pace developing. I just see two horses that are going to get involved, and that's a spot to be in.
Yeah, well, I agree with you with Sensational, who's returning to the turf, set the pace and tired to finish sixth. That race was moved from the turf to a mile 70, so you sort of got to key off that performance 2 starts back.
And that's exactly what I'm doing, and so it's twofold here. I thought this horse ran very, very well off the long layoff 2 back, and then she runs on the Tapeta. Probably didn't handle it. Probably regressed a little bit off such a big return for this type of horse. Well, now we're back on the turf. I think she can either control things or just be close throughout what looks like maybe a relatively soft pace, and I think she can get back on the beam here.
I just wanted to point this out here. If you look and note that Carlos David is 0 for 12 with horses going from Tapeta to the turf. So just throw that out there, And I think maybe number 6, Basilla, who goes to the Bill Thoreno bond after the claim, shipped in from the West Coast and finished that treble 9th. Relaxed Room is the favorite against this level of competition. That was going a mile on the lawn. He's good with new claims. We've been talking about that. Luis Saez jumps aboard. Boy, this horse is interesting.
She's interesting. I got to play against her today, though. I know she had trouble last time, but go back and watch it. I don't think she was doing any running either. She was not good. Mike Maker claimed her for 40, laid her off, and then she came back for 35. Billy, like you said, does a very, very good job. He's had a good winter. I think he's got his work cut out with Basilla here.
Well, that wraps up the 8 races, but we are not done. We have our Curlin Florida Derby first one of the week, lightning round. What do we got?
Well, obviously the standings, and this is, it's at the end of the meet here, and we're just kind of wrapping up, closing in on some titles here. Luis Saez has just set a wild pace throughout, and Tyler Secure, and I think Irad's in a pretty good spot to get on the podium.
Yeah, Irad, just amazing. Don't forget he didn't ride for a month here, just about. So to have 67 wins, and his brother Jose 58, Paco Lopez, of course, on that extended vacation. He is at 59, but I just think that, you sort of expect this type of board. Maybe Irad would be a little further up if he had competed more here.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. We'll take a look at the standings for the trainers now, and I think Safi's going to gut this out. He's got the numbers, and both him and Todd are going to be well respected and well saddled here for the end of the meet. Todd's done a phenomenal job, though, the less is more kind of angle.
Oh, my gosh. All his horses have run well. But look, I think the story here is Antonio Sano and Jose D'Angelo with 27 each. Antonio's got about 6 trillion horses, but Jose, what a rising star here. Just did a great job.
Yeah, he's everywhere, and there's Mark Cassidy as well. I think quietly, Mark's got 26 wins. I'm not sure I would have gotten that on the multiple choice question. So the podium there is still up for grabs. Who's going to run third behind the 2 stars?
Well, as you know, the big news is the Curlin Florida Derby, and that is Saturday, of course.
And we drew that card yesterday. Yesterday. I'm getting my days mixed up here, but there you are. So RSVP, it's free general admission, as always, but you do need to RSVP. Check out the website. 14 races, 10 stakes on a phenomenal day. 11:30 a.m. is the first post, and then here we go. Good work, guys. Here's your stakes.
Yeah, you got 10 of them, so pick your choice. And I think we have the final 4 and 5 races of the day are the late pick 4 and the late pick 5. $750,000 guarantee in those races, and they're all stakes.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. I'm thinking $2 million is an attainable goal. Pools are going to be huge. That's exciting. And then, of course, we start at 11:30. We end somewhere around 6:38 in the p.m., I do believe. And there you see it there. Florida Derby. We do a field of 11. It's going to be a good betting race, I think. 4 horses are going to dominate the betting. And honestly, Ronnie, you could make a case for all 4 of them going favored.
Yeah, so, everybody sort of let my pick out when I tweeted something out today. I'm going to go with Charge It with Luis Saez in the saddle. I just was so impressed with that horse. But as you mentioned, you could go with White Barrio, the favorite simplification, showed a new dimension coming off the pace. And there's going to be a lot of speed in this race.
There's plenty of speed in there, and as you mentioned, I think now that we can look back in hindsight, the best thing that happened to Simplification was probably blowing the brake in the Holy Bull, because Antonio and the Connections found out, you know what, we can come from off the pace, and he certainly looked good doing it in the Fountain of Youth. It's a true 1 1/8 miles. We've got the, regular stretch run. All systems go on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be great. But as you mentioned, you just shown 10 stakes on the card.
We took a look at the undercard, the slate. We'll just take a quick look at Kathleen O running off in the Devona Dale, and she's going to be now she's going to have to try 2 turns in the Gulfstream Park Oaks. But boy, she's an exciting one for Shug.
Yeah, she's undefeated and then just very impressive. 4 to 5 on the morning line, and rightly so. She's going to be. She's one of those horses you're going to be thinking about singling in all your, as you call them, lateral wagers or whatever. So I think that horse is very impressive. I don't see the problem getting the distance, at least in my estimation.
No, you got a couple Hall of Famers in her corner, and this is a spot Shug mentioned all along, and you got to try it sooner or later. She certainly looks like she's got a running style to handle it. And then, of course, 3-year-olds on Saturday, but it's never too early to look ahead, and we did that yesterday with the Fasig-Tipton sale.
Yeah, we had a great day here yesterday. If you came out, you enjoyed it, and a bunch of horses going through. And this was the sales topper, I believe.
Yeah, $1.1 million on this Justify, Cole.
Wow, 1.1 million. What I
you
did
were the underbidder, I think,
what
right?
I did all day yesterday was keep my hands in my pocket.
Okay.
Being Italian, you like to talk with your hands, and all of a sudden I would have had a $400,000 horse. So I never took my hands out of my pocket the whole afternoon, but it was great. 1.1 million Justify, so that's great. So what else?
I think that's it. What else could there be? 14 races on Saturday, Curlin Florida Derby, 25 minutes to the opener. Come out, and it's a beautiful day here.
Yeah.
The Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance is really the vehicle for the transition for our racehorses coming off the track into a second career and safe environment for these horses when they're done racing. I've been passionate about racehorses my whole life, animals in general, and without the TAA to provide that oversight, there would be a big void in terms of making sure that we have this ongoing safe environment for our off-the-track racehorses. I'm excited about the undertaking and excited about working with our board and our team at the TAA to continue the wonderful progress that has been made. So I'm very excited about what the future holds.